Ladies and gentlemen, this is breaking news. In this video, I'm going to tell you what Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin just said on national TV in regards to the next round of stimulus checks. First off, just bear with me while I put this entire story into context. As you know, several months ago, I reported, probably the only person that reported on YouTube, that the White House exclusively released a statement to CNBC that out of all the plans and provisions in the HEROES Act, it would only likely support more rounds of stimulus checks. This came after a study that CNBC and Change Research released, finding that a whopping 74% of swing state voters want recurring direct payments. Not even one more round as per the HEROES Act. They want recurring direct payments as per Kamala Harris and Bernie Sanders wants. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin has doubled and tripled down on the idea of seriously considering more rounds of stimulus. He did it before the Senate Banking Committee, he did it before the House Committee on Financial Services, and President Donald Trump has also stated several times that he wanted more rounds of stimulus. Yesterday, he told a local news network that he is supporting another round of stimulus. You know that Mitch McConnell, Senate Majority Leader, has stated that he wants to make people who are eligible for more rounds of stimulus checks to make less than $40,000. Now, I believe these are just feelers. They're just going ahead and making these announcements to see how people feel about that. Nonetheless, today, this morning, just a few minutes ago, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin just confirmed to CNBC that the White House supports more rounds of stimulus checks. So he's basically confirming that the White House wants it, that the president wants more rounds of stimulus checks. Also, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin stated that they will get the economic impact payments out to people through direct deposit in a matter of days. Now, this is big news because they've been practically hinting at it when they asked Donald Trump on scripts in regards to stimulus checks. He said, yeah, that we wanted a bigger number than what the Democrats want. Nonetheless, then he started to pivot into how unemployment insurance was a mistake, that it disincentivizes people. So people were unclear. There was a big debate as to whether he was talking about stimulus checks or just a stimulus package in general. Nonetheless, he is confirming that the White House, undeniably, without a shadow of a doubt, wants more rounds of stimulus. You have to remember, President Donald Trump, he is the leader of the Republican Party. Mitch McConnell has stated that he wants whatever the White House wants. So if they want stimulus checks, Republican senators want it, and they control the Senate as of this point in time. So they're ones that make the ultimate decision as to what gets thrown onto the president's desk so he could sign it into law. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, he also talked about, again, knocking unemployment insurance, how people are making more money on unemployment insurance than working at their own jobs, which brings up, opens up a whole new can of worms because people aren't making enough money. A report today found that people can't even, if you have a minimum wage salary, you can't afford a 2-bedroom apartment practically in any city in the United States. So wages are way too low, and that's what the big problem is. And as per the Chicago Fed, and as I reported on the previous video, people who are on unemployment insurance are actually more encouraged and make more of an intensive effort in order to find a job than people who have exhausted their benefits. So that argument is out the door. And if people are making more money on unemployment insurance, that is even a bigger argument to increase wages in this country and send out more rounds of stimulus checks. Nonetheless, he stated that they wanted to fix the unemployment insurance so it's at least capped at 100% of what the person was making at their job. So you can't be making more on unemployment insurance than you will on your job. They are working on getting a deal done between July 20th, when Congress returns from recess, and the end of the month, and practically more rounds of stimulus checks are practically in the bag. They've waited way too long for this, and they should put out something now if they potentially can. Everyone's working from home. Why can't Congress work from home and get this thing passed right now and get money into the American people's pockets right now? That's what my problem is. Nonetheless, it's confirmed. That's the news of the day. That's what Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin just stated on national TV. As you also know, National Economic Council Director Larry Kudlow stated that more rounds of stimulus checks are definitely on the table, so they've been considering it. It appears that they've gotten the okay from the president to say, listen, we're backing this thing. We're fully supporting more rounds of stimulus checks. Even economists, some of the biggest economists on the planet, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, stated that all of these upticks in economic indicators have come from the round of stimulus checks mandated through the CARES Act and support for the unemployed through the unemployment insurance benefit. Now, they better do something real good with the unemployment insurance. They better continue on, because you have to remember, once it expires and at the end of this month, all of these people, about 18 million people right now who are unemployment based on today's jobless claims, their income is going to be slashed in half in the middle of the back-to-school shopping season. So they have to do something good with this next stimulus package, because they want to ensure that people continue shopping well into this quarter, well into the election, so they have their portfolio and they can say, listen, we are on the right track. Keep us in office. Let us keep our jobs so we can continue to blow up this economy and make 2021 the best economy ever. Understand? That's their pitch. They can't do that without giving us the firepower in order to ensure that there are continued improvements on the unemployment rate, drops in unemployment rate, more consumer spending. Why would stimulus checks allow for drops in unemployment rate? Because if you're spending on businesses are going to have to hire more people. We got all this influx of people, all this government money's coming to them. They want to spend it. They're more encouraged to spend, regardless of whether food prices are increasing. And you're making more jobs, you're creating more jobs, and you're setting yourself up. You're setting this country up to be more likely to have explosive growth, as per the White House, as per the Trump administration in 2021 and beyond. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Watch this video right here for more stimulus coverage. Click the like button if you like the video. Click the subscribe button to stay on top of my findings. I will do my best to report what other people will not. Talk soon. May God bless each and every one of you. May God bless the United States of America and everybody else on this planet.